A door closer is a device that closes a door automatically, either after it opens mechanically or after someone has manually opened it. Now, there could be a number of reasons why you would want to install an automatic door closer in your home. 1. It prevents injury and promotes accessibility. Have you ever experienced a door slam accident, the pain of pinched fingers, or your entire hand caught between the jamb and the door? Not good. But since a door closer ensures a controlled speed of closure, it is a practical solution when it comes to heavy doors. For example, consider people in wheelchairs, small children, or someone who might have their hands full. Controlled closing prevents slamming and allows people to move through at their own pace. Meanwhile, a door closer also prevents a door from being opened too quickly, particularly in windy locations where the door may be blown open or slammed closed. This also prevents injuries and door damage. 2. It helps save electricity and improve the lifespan of your AC compressor. How? Well, have you or members of your family repeatedly forgotten to close the door of a room where the air conditioning is running? An open door lets all that cold air out, forcing your AC compressor to unnecessarily work harder and longer just to maintain its temperature setting. 3. It provides an extra measure of entrance security where access control is used. Door closers ensure that the door will close automatically behind the person entering or exiting. 4. It keeps mosquitoes, flies, or even stray animals from infiltrating your home. And the list goes on. So, now that the why is out of the way, in the rest of this video, I'm gonna show you how to install an automatic overhead door closer and do proper adjustments so it swings exactly the speed you want it. In any door-related installations, the first thing you gotta do is get the dimensions of your door before you go out and buy anything. For example, if you're installing a doorknob, get the thickness of your door. Or if you're installing a door closer, get the width of your door, because these measurements matter. Okay, so this door is 59 centimeters wide. Inside this box is a complete set of CISA 121.SES, also known as their Smart Plus 2 overhead door closer. The closing strength of the door is adjusted by changing the position of the arm support to 2, 3, or 4. It can manage a door weighing as much as 80 kilograms or about 176 pounds and as wide as 1,100 millimeters or 110 centimeters. Our 59 centimeter wide door is well within this range, which is good. I bought this set from our local hardware store for 1,900 pesos. If that sounds like a steep price for the Philippine market, then you should know that CISA is an ISO-certified Italian company which has been around since 1926 and is one of the pioneering brands under Allegion, a global conglomerate based in Ireland that focuses on security around the door and adjacent areas. They produce everything from mechanical locks to advanced biometric scanning devices. Anyway, inside the box is the installation instructions, the closer body itself, which feels very solid and has a premium feel to it, the arm support, which has the same finish as the closer body, and a pack of bolts and screws. Now, this piece of paper is very important, not only because it contains the installation steps, but also 2 templates that will guide you where to drill holes. One side has a template for doors that open to the right, and the other side has a similar template for doors that open to the left. All you need to do is overlay these horizontal and vertical lines along the door frame, which I will show you exactly how it's done in a minute. But first, let's talk about the door closer body itself, which I think is quite ingenious. Since the system should work on a door that opens either left or right, they have designed this mechanism to be reversible. By simply removing this cover and reversing the body, the closer can be set up for either a left-hand swinging door or a right-hand swinging door. Moving on to the steel arm assembly, one end has a mounting plate while the other end has a square hole that latches onto the closer body. But what's notable about this part is that a section of it has a threaded rod which, depending on the direction you turn it, allows you to decrease or increase the length of the arm. Then, by closing this nut, you lock the length into place. This feature is critical in setting the right angle so that the entire door closer system functions properly. Otherwise, you might be unable to open your door or even cause damage. Finally, we take a closer look at the contents of this plastic pack. At a later step, we'll use this bolt and washer to join the arm assembly and the closer body together. On one hand, we're provided with 6 pieces of these bolts if our mounting surface is made of metal. It could be the wall, the jamb, and/or the door itself. On the other hand, we also have 6 pieces of wood screws if our mounting surface is made either of wood or concrete. Of course, if we're dealing with concrete, then we would need torque screws as well. Thankfully, for this installation, I'm dealing with a wooden door and a wooden wall, which makes the job much easier. To begin the installation, stand on the side of the door where it opens towards you. This is also the same side where you'll see the door hinges. Now, take note where the hinges are located. Are they on your left side or right side? For this door, the hinges are obviously on my right. Thus, I will use this side of the template as my guide, since in this diagram, the hinge is drawn on the right, as opposed to this side where the hinge is drawn on the left. Now, it's just a matter of aligning the horizontal line along the top horizontal side of the door and the vertical line along the vertical side of the door where the hinges are. But it's gonna be hard to keep the template steady while trying to mark or drill holes, especially when you're doing this by yourself. So here's a neat trick. Tape the 4 corners of the template to temporarily hold it in place. It should look something similar to this. With this method, we can be sure that the alignment of the horizontal and vertical lines remains accurate and consistent. Since this door is just light and narrow, I'm gonna mount the system on position 1, which means creating pilot holes through these checkered circles, as indicated on the diagram. I simply use a nail and a hammer to accomplish the task. Then, I carefully peel off the template like so, to reveal all 6 pilot holes where I'll screw on the different parts. Now it's time to mount the arm assembly. But I need to separate its 2 sections like so, to make it easier to screw this mounting plate onto the wall. And this is how everything should look like so far. This other half of the arm assembly, or connecting rod, we now attach to the closer body. To do that, we simply use the provided washer and bolt to secure it onto the threaded hole. Tighten the bolt by hand to hold the rod in position. Then, tighten all the way with a Phillips screwdriver. If you're using a cordless drill, just make sure you set it to the screwdriver mode with a low torque level to prevent stripping the bolt threads. Now, this next step is critical. Before joining the 2 sections of the arm support together, the lower half, or connecting rod, must remain perpendicular or at a right angle relative to the door frame. But if that's the case, how are we supposed to make the upper half, or adjustable arm, reach the shaft of the connecting rod? Because right now, it's obviously too short. This is where the adjustable arm's threaded section comes into play. First, loosen the lock nut. Then, simply twist the outer rod counterclockwise to gradually increase the length of the entire arm. Continue twisting the rod until it's long enough to snap onto the shaft of the connecting rod. Finally, we tighten the lock nut to secure the length of the entire adjustable arm. Okay, it's time to test this door closer system. Oh boy, I think that was way too fast. Let me try that again. Yep, we definitely need to make a few adjustments. Now, on the side of the closer body, you'll see two valves labeled 1 and 2. Valve 1 is for adjusting the closing speed. The closing speed applies when the door is opened anywhere from 180 degrees to 15 degrees. To demonstrate, I'll set valve 1 to its lowest setting by turning it clockwise all the way using a flathead screwdriver. Now, this door is closing so slowly that it would probably take a full minute or two before it latches. Conversely, by turning the valve counterclockwise, we speed up the closing rate. But of course, that's still too fast, especially for our kids to safely walk through. So let me try a more suitable setting. Okay, I think that's about right for now. However, did you notice that the door suddenly jerked shut when it was about a few inches from the jamb? Let me replay that for you. This motion is called the final latch. It happens when the door is opened anywhere from 15 degrees or less. And you guessed it, we adjust the force of the final latch with valve 2. Now, let's see what happens when it's set to its tightest. This is the closing speed, controlled by valve 1. And right now is the final latch, controlled by valve 2. As you can see, the door has started to crawl. Okay, so by now, I think you already get the principle behind the two adjustment valves. Finally, after a few more adjustments and making sure that both the closing speed and the final latch speed are just right for our kids to pass through safely, this is how this door behaves now. Oh, hello again. What are you still doing here? We're already good with this project, so see you in the next video.